Good morning. You're still watching Good Morning Kenya, and we're talking about our heroes and heroines just some few hours before the Mashujaa Day feat that is going to be taking place down in Kirinyaga County. Fun fact about this morning is that we're going to take you down memory lane all the way to 1974 in Havana, Cuba. This was the inaugural World Amateur Boxing bout, so to speak. And Kenya, despite not having attained independence then, or rather just about trying to get to where we got to where we are right now. Nascent years of our history, we had a gentleman who was representing Kenya there, and he did us proud. I'm talking about veteran boxer, flyweight, none other than Stephen Mushoki. Thank you very much.
Thank you
for making time.
Thank you.
Paint a picture for us how it was to represent Kenya in an inaugural international boxing bout, the first ever, and how it felt for you as a Kenyan. We had barely made steps in as far as being independent as a country.
Well, actually, boxing today is a bit not as it used to be during our time. It has changed a lot, but we can't blame anybody. We can't blame the officials, but I think it's due to Corona or whatever. And during our time there was no Corona, and actually if it was a selection, we were doing almost every week or a month, twice. And actually it made a lot of boxers improve a lot. And there were, many boxing tournaments which were being held outside, Kenya being invited, and the then chairman, Major Madoka, actually used to put all efforts to make sure that the Kenya team has gone out for this major tournament.
So, Mr. Mushoki, how was it representing Kenya for the very first time? Were you anxious? Were you excited? Were you worried about that particular match?
Actually, I can say I was excited because it was my first major game. And I can say that by then I was young, because it was back 74, I was around 16, 17 years. And actually after winning the gold medal in the Commonwealth Games, I was very, very happy, because it was the first time for me to get a medal in the boxing ring.
16, 17.
Let's say 16, 17, because they are around that.
Around that time. I thought men are not so, closeted when it comes to their age, but it's okay. We can go with 16, 17. Now, sir, it's been quite a time, quite a journey, from the 70s to now. But before we get to talk about our local boxing, pool and what we need to do to take it back to its former glory, I would want to understand, someone who is watching right now and, they want to learn a thing or two about boxing, would want to know let's take it from the top. Why did you pick on boxing and not soccer or any other game? What drew you to boxing?
Actually, when I was in primary school, that is, I would say 69, I felt, there were some guys who were bullying me. And I was a good footballer. I was playing number 11. And then after being bullied by many, my age mates, I decided to take, first of all, I took karate. And after, I would say 6 months, as because I was going from, it was a distance, from Mudhurwa to Unafric, I decided to play boxing, which is just next doors in our estate. That was, by then it was Mudhurwa Estate. So I took boxing, and my coach later, Jimbe, encouraged me a lot, because he told me, when I went the first time, he told me that I can make it if I'm interested. So I trained very, very hard. And actually, I started with the junior championship. I took the junior championship. I think I played almost 2 junior, because I was young. I played almost 2 games, 2 tournaments. And I was selected actually after the tournament. I was selected to represent Nairobi. But then there was a tournament known as Intercities. That is Nairobi, Kampala, and Dar es Salaam. So I remember playing with Ugandan. He was Bossa Edwards. And actually, just by coincidence, I won. And actually, I was very, very happy. Mm-hmm. Okay, after that one, that's the time I was selected to represent Kenya in Commonwealth Games. That was back 74. So I was happy. And then the same, after winning actually the gold medal, I was selected to represent Kenya in the first World Championship in Havana, Cuba.
Mm-hmm. Quite a journey there.
Pardon?
Quick one before we go. You said you opted to do boxing because you're being bullied. Did the boys, I want to imagine these were boys who were bullying you. Did the boys ever bully you again?
Actually, they never. After, they came to know that I'm boxing now.
Yes.
They actually of them, they started to be, calm.
They started being calm.
They didn't want to play again with me.
You're being very,
so they knew this guy
modest
by
saying, walianza kuogopa, waliingiza baridi.
Yeah, walianza kuingiza baridi.
Ni mzuri.
And actually ilimsaidia sana. Mm-hmm. As because most of them also waliacha bowling other guys. Wakaingia sasa also in boxing. In boxing I do remember we were being told by a Jimpi, that is my coach, always not to go for street fighting, to be calm always. And actually with me I have been taken. I don't like fighting outside because there are times I hit people, they go down. And I saw that I can, you can be arrested and go in for nothing. So I was always, calm. I'm always calm. I don't like, fighting outside.
Unless put in a difficult situation.
You can defend yourself. If at all, somebody hits you, the only time. But if it's abusing, bitter words, just be calm.
Be calm.
Yeah.
We will pick, as we go to come to a close, we would want to know if right now, can you defend yourself at this point?
Well, yeah, I can.
You can.
Yeah.
Age notwithstanding.
I won't say weight matters. It's a question of tactics.
Tactic.
Yeah, tactics.
Skill.
Because I do believe even Goliath and David, David was a young guy, and actually, eventually he killed Goliath.
A tall giant, yes, indeed. So, what is your most memorable match in your career? What do you look back and say, enyewe, alikuwa amenikalia lakini, I managed. Which one do you look at and you say, but this was a major achievement for me?
Well, I do remember a boxer from Zambia. He's late Musam Sakambala. We met first in Zambia, and actually he gave me a very, very hard time. It was good.
How many rounds did you go in that match?
Well, I can't recall. I've been going, I went to many countries, and then I was, end up, when I turned pro, I was based in Copenhagen. So I was moving, every Yeah.
to every country.
So I can't.
But
I
tell us
had
about
no
this
interest.
match, by the with the Ugandan.
Pardon?
What was so unique about this particular match with the Ugandan you're talking about?
This guy was a very good hard hitting, especially in uppercuts.
Uppercut.
Yeah, uppercut. Hitting the chin.
Oh, that's the uppercut.
Yeah, that is the uppercut.
Oh, there's the uppercut.
Yeah, the
At least I know
uppercut and
uppercut. Then the
Yeah.
other one. There's a knockout.
Well, there's a cross.
There's a cross, and
Yeah,
then
uppercut and then cross.
uppercut, then cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have you have to be very, very smart and quick. Let's say in blocking and also in ducking, and at the same time movement.
Yes.
So I think I was a bit faster than him. That's the reason why he beated me. And again, we met in Algiers. We met in Algiers. That was the African Games. I lost to him. And then from there, we went straight to Edmonton for Commonwealth Games. Actually, we met in the final with him. I won. Then from there, we came back. When we came back this way, I was selected again to represent our country for the second World Championship. I met the guy whom I met in in Cuba. He was a Cuban. That is Joe Hernandez. We met in Yugoslavia. I won the game. At the same time, I was selected the best boxer of the world. I was happy. I was given a cup for the best boxer. So
It's been a journey.
thanks. I would say I'm proud of it.
Of what you have done. Now, you have told us that this is the uppercut, right?
Yeah.
The one to the chin, and there's a
You hit
cross.
the chin.
Yes.
Yeah.
You hit the chin. Then the other one is a cross.
There's a cross.
So I have been reading, and I understand there's a defense stand that you're told to take so that you can be stable on your feet. That your feet have to be spread up, not together.
Yeah.
Maybe you can give us some
They
of
have
the
to be
skills
this
to
way.
apply. This way.
Yes.
The left in front of
Left
the right.
and right. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it have to be always the? Maybe we can
Yes,
prepare
ma'am.
for the camera to just show us that stance. People need to know. Hii
I stand.
Kanairo imekuwa ngumu. Maisha
You
ime-
mean I stand?
Yes. Show
Oh,
us that stand. Let them get it for you there.
This way.
It has to be this.
Yeah.
This way.
This
Then
on guard position
guard.
and your legs go
The
to
legs
the
have to
Yeah.
you're slouching.
Yeah.
Does it always have to be? This is my right hand.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But actually, if you normally write with your
Right hand.
right,
Yeah.
it's better attacking with the left hand.
Like this.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'll
That-
hit like a girl.
This one is like
Always expected.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you hit when you want to hit hard.
Uh-huh.
If it is 1 2, you tap. No?
1 2.
Yeah.
So I start with my left.
You start with your left and then you are right.
You hit with your right because
Yeah.
it's your prominent hand.
Yeah.
What
At
about
the same time
foot?
you move.
You move.
Yeah.
You move.
You
And
move.
what about the ducking?
Yeah, you duck this way. If
Because it comes like this, the
you
cross.
and then you hit
Yes.
here. Yeah.
So when I do this,
Yeah, I duck,
then this one,
and then yeah.
cross.
I can always apply the right one. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So when
Chop.
it will be like this, now I know. If Jane brings...
But you're not allowed to hit, let's say, ladies outside.
I'm not saying I'm going to... You see, it's okay for me to hit another lady in defense.
It's not good.
But for a man to hit a woman, that we do not advocate for.
Okay.
But now I know. So if I'm right-handed, I prefer I use my left
Yeah,
first.
you better start
And
with
when
your
I
left.
hit hard, I hit with my
Yeah.
right. And my knees to be kind of slouched.
Yeah, always this way.
Yes, that either the left
But if
foot-
you're moving, if you want to go to, we call it a side step.
sidestepping.
Yeah, side step. You side step. If you throw, you come this way.
Uh-huh.
You
If
side
I
step
throw, I
yeah, and then
sidestep.
you hit the
the
jaw.
head on the cross.
Yeah,
The jaw.
jaw.
Then when I want to finish the game, I go for an uppercut.
Yeah, uppercut.
Man,
Yeah.
have you ever had in a match actually take down someone on a technical knockout, like you just and they KO? Have you ever had that in your?
Not really. I won't say so.
Yeah. But have you ever gone down on a KO?
Actually, yeah, I would say yes. But I wasn't hit. You know, I was pushed and then I hit my head at the edge of the ring. And that was in Accra, Ghana. I had gone to defend my Commonwealth Games.
Wow.
So I lost to a Ghanaian. That was the only first time. Others I've never had, I've never, you know, be hit and go down. Never.
So what was the shortest rounds? You know, we know there are people who end their matches at round 4, round 6. What was the shortest match you've ever participated in?
You know, you mean in the
Yes.
amateur or professional?
Either or.
Okay, with amateur, you know, we used to play only 3 rounds. But in professional, I used to play. First of all, I started with 6 rounds.
6 rounds.
And then from 6 you go to 8. From 8 you go to 10. You know, depends on your games.
Yes.
You know, winning. But actually, I was the last boxer to finish the 15 rounds.
Wow.
That was the World Championship. That was in Copenhagen. But actually, we were to go 15. But I got a sustained cut in the 9th round. And the fight was stopped in the 13th round.
Oh, yes.
So actually, I lost. I lost on TKO. Yeah, TKO.
Now, let's understand the boxing language. There are people who are watching who, man, the only boxer they actually know, they're getting to learn of you here is Mike Tyson with all, you know, and now we have Tyson Fury with the Wilder game that we just saw like 2 weeks back. So where do you get points? Which area when you hit your opponent, which gives you more points and what is prohibited?
Here.
The face?
Oh, this part, yeah.
The face, the upper torso,
yes.
To the mid.
Upper.
Yes,
upper side, yeah.
Yes. So if I hit...
Below, yeah, if you hit, and depends again, whether it's a, you know, a effective blow.
Oh,
yeah.
It has to
you
be
know,
an effective blow.
It have to be effective. You know, there are those there are boxers who just tap. You know, they just tap. Yeah, you know, they just tap.
They don't give impact.
Yeah, okay. It is actually is not that counted a lot. But if you hit hard, you're always going to win.
So it depends on where you're hitting and how hard.
Yeah, and again, how hard. Yeah.
What is prohibited? What areas are you told not to? What are you
let's
not
say
to do?
Below the belt.
Below the belt?
Below there.
What about back of the head?
Yeah, you're not allowed, you know. Yeah. When you're playing, and then you are cautioned, let's say 2-3 times, you can be disqualified.
What if you said that in that last match you were one of the people who were taking the 15 rounds and it had to be suspended at the 9th round because you sustained a cut? Does that also happen on the technical, you know, requirements, or rather that's how the game goes? In the event that there is an injury, it ends? What happens?
Actually, once you get a cut, you have lost the game. Depends on, even if you have to go, let's say today they go 12 rounds. Even if you go, it's 11th round and you sustain a cut. Actually, if you sustain a cut and the doctor says that you can't continue.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
even actually, even if you are winning, okay, there are times they can change the, you know, the result. You know, if at all the referee is favoring you, you know. But actually, as the rule says,
those are the rules.
Once you get certain, and it is a deep cut, and the doctor says that you can't continue, then you're the loser. Even if you're defending the title.
Your title.
Yeah.
So you lose.
Yeah,
so you actually have to ensure you do not get an injury.
Yeah.
So actually dancing, they call it dancing on the ring.
Yeah, you have actually to...
You have to dance.
Yeah.
You have to dance.
Yeah.
You have to hit and miss.
That basically is footwork. We call it
footwork. Good footwork.
Yeah.
We call it dancing in colloquial language here and there. Now talking about boxing as a defense skill. You see, we have seen people have taken up different forms of defense skills, karate, you know, now boxing. Boxing as a defense skill. Would you recommend it to someone who doesn't want to do it professionally, but they want to be secure, that they can defend their person in the event that, you know, they find themselves in a situation where they need to defend themselves?
Oh yeah, I would advise people, to take boxing as a self-defense. But in real sense, boxing is taken as a game. And people actually they're not allowed to fight, especially if you're a boxer and you are caught, fighting outside. You can be jailed for 6 months.
So that is part of the rules.
Yeah.
So if you're a boxer, if you're
You are a
practicing,
boxer and you are known actually.
a professional boxer.
Yeah, because
that is-
actually you can hit, somebody outside and then they can fall down and he can pass off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that is a requirement that if
Yeah.
you're training to be a boxer, pro boxer, there are some rules that you need to engage
You have
on
to
the ring and off the ring. One is to be a peace-loving person.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about injuries. And we have seen many a times this is quite a dangerous game. Things happen. We have the issue of indiscipline that the whole world was, got to know. Mike Tyson and the biting off of the ear of his opponent and such. But let's talk about injuries within the ring. How have this affected, boxing in general, especially from our local pool?
Actually, in boxing, injuries occur a lot. And, it goes with the boxers themselves. Because I would say, okay, the injury. There are boxers who go to the ring. Actually, when they have taken, these drugs, and it is banned. So it would be better for boxers who, if you want to play, you avoid, taking drugs. Let's say you also take, what do you call it, beers.
Alcohol,
Quit,
avoid
you
alcohol.
quit alcohol, at least you quit. If you want to achieve in boxing, you have to be very smart. Yeah, you have to avoid, such things, drugs, alcohol. Well, at times they say even women.
Even women?
Yeah.
Come on. We're not all the bad. We're
Yeah,
not all
it's
bad.
there.
We're not all Delilahs.
Actually, once you become, let's say, famous,
Uh-huh.
you'll
Money
see
and
a lot
women.
of, you'll see
Money and women.
Yeah. Each lady wants to be your,
To be with you.
yeah.
So now let's talk about the lifestyle. Now that you
That's
brought it up,
lifestyle, yeah.
the lifestyle and earning from boxing. Have we done enough to ensure that our veteran boxers, you being one of them, that people actually, sportsmen and women, earn from what they are doing, representing the country out there, or can we do better?
Well, what I can say is that formerly sportsmen, there was no professional in Kenya, and also let's say in athletes, there was no professional. I do remember when Kipchoge went outside to play professional. He was paid peanuts. Then he decided to come back again. But actually today, sportsmen, athletes, they earn a lot of money. A lot of it. They prefer going to run for, let's say, money rather than, playing for the country.
Uh-huh.
Because actually, with the government, well, they don't take care so much, for their sportsmen. Like, and that's actually, I would say, that's the reason why sportsmen, most of them, decide to go out and run professional. That is either it is the boxing, pro, and also rugby.
Yes.
You'll see people, going out of the country, because outside they are being paid well than in the country. And if at all the government was paying well, actually no boxers, or sportsmen in general would like to go outside and, play for. Even
Need to
footballers, you
honor,
can see,
yes.
footballers, there are teams here.
Yeah.
but they prefer going outside to play for, clubs like Man U,
Are you a Manchester United
sure.
fan?
Am I a Man U?
Shikilia uzito.
I'm a Man U damu.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
But now that our coach, we need to discuss. Tutaongea hapo nimeattend. We need to do something about that coach. Anatuangusha sana hata kama tuko na CR7. It's really not making sense.
Yeah, sure.
Tunachapwa na Leicester just like that. Huh? Anyway, now you're talking about Manchester United and forgetting about boxing. Now let's come back. From where you sit then, what I'm hearing is that the government needs to do so much, to invest so much in our sportsmen and women. It doesn't matter if it's athletes, rugby, or even soccer, to just ensure that, those who have added value in as far as our sporting arena is concerned are considered. From where you sit, how would you propose this to go about, especially for veteran sportsmen and women like yourself? How would you propose the government goes about it to have you included and to pass on the skills that you have to our new generation of sportsmen and women?
What I would say is that actually the government should start academies, let's say for football, boxing, athlete, and then when these guys grow, those are young kids. When they grow up, let's say if at all they are boxers, they can, they go outside and they are paid, well. But while they are in the academy, at least they are given, let's say something to do with the free education. Their parents, obviously, they would, appreciate, because they would be paying nothing. At the same time, the government is paying for school fees. But if the kids, they are only taken in the academy, they are given peanuts, actually no parents, would like to take them there. Even if in football, that is. If there is academy, and once you achieve your goals, let's say in academy, and then you get a club, let's say like Man U, obviously they are going to get a lot of money. Definitely. And a parent obviously will, accept. He will also like he will bring another kid also, to participate. So I would advise the government actually to be taking care of their sportsmen. Because for instance, like me now, okay, we were not getting a lot of money. During our time, there was no money. We were fighting for the glory of the country. There was nothing actually. Because, we were being given allowances. And these allowances actually, they even could not take you for a month, you see. So the government was relaxing, neglecting at the same time, it's a sportsman. And that's the reason why many sportsmen, even today, like today they go outside, because they're going to get, money, Like now today, if you tell an athlete to run for the country, let's say there is Olympic Games, and he is assigned somewhere to go and play for, professional, you'll go for that one because there is money. But if you remain in your own country, and you are paid peanuts, who would agree? Nobody would agree. Good
question. So as we come to a close, Mr. Mushoki, tomorrow is the Mashujaa Day celebrations that are being held at Kirinyaga County. What are your expectations? What would you want to be done differently now that we've talked about the state of veteran players, especially sportsmen and women? Now that you're representing boxing, what would be expectations?
Okay, tomorrow is the Mashujaa Day, and actually, not all sportsmen can be invited by the government for Mashujaa Day, because sportsmen are so many, and actually, if the government, if at all they were told they were invited, they would fill up the stadium. So at least they take from every, let's say, association, that is, let's say, football, they take a few, boxing a few, Okay, not all can be called. For instance, me, I haven't been called. Okay, there are times they call me, but I don't feel anything, because I know, or I understand that, there have to be
This order and protocol, especially now during COVID.
So people should not be angry if you're not called. You should not be angry that you are not called. All the government, have denied. It's not a right, actually.
Would you want to be honored as a shuja at a national platform? Would you want to be honored as a shuja?
Oh, sure. For instance, like me now, okay, I was honored. That was the 78th by the late president.
Yes.
I was given Moran of the Burning Spear.
Yes.
I was the first boxer to be awarded, and I was happy.
Yes.
Actually, but the government ought to also to remember people like a leader like Philip Aroinge. He's based in Nakuru. Well, he's not that well up. Actually, George Findo also.
Yes.
We have also many sportsmen who actually they're not all that well up, and the government ought to take care
of them.
Actually, I'm surprised because you hear the government comes in when somebody is dead. That's the time, and not all sportsmen.
Not all the time.
Depends the family how is chasing the government, but the government is they always read the papers. It is always announced by you people that somebody, Moshoki has passed away. They even don't bother, to look for the family. How can they assist? They just keep cool. But most likely there's money, we don't know, or I don't know, maybe kept for the sad issues like funeral for heroes, But if they don't assist, and that's the reason why I can say that sportsmen, most of them they don't like playing for Kenya, because they are given that the peanuts, that is. So I don't know. The government should look for a way on how they are going to assist the ex-boxers, ex-athletes, rugby, That's how they're going to lead the game.
We are getting a lot of feedback, especially from our viewers who are watching this particular conversation. Okay. And especially the Manchester United fans, Jackson Kihara being one of them, saying, hey, big up. Big up, Manu. Then there's also Mwangi Kamau on Twitter who says, I'm really enjoying, KBC Channel 1, I'm really enjoying the interview with legend boxer Mushoki. Oh, wow. He continues to say, oh, Manyara is a good interviewer. Thank you very much. Woohoo! Then also Martin Keho is also watching. So Kenyans are really watching and they want to understand, and this is an appeal that you're making to government, especially now that you're going to be honored. Mashujaa Day moved from Kenyatta Day to Mashujaa Day, where we honor our heroes and heroines. And from where I'm sitting and what I have heard is that it's the high time, from what you say, it's a high time that government focuses on its veteran pool of sportsmen and women so that they can pass on the requisite skills. Right?
Yeah.
Going forward, what does the future hold for Stephen Mushoki? What are you currently engaged in?
What I'm thinking is to... Okay, I have been coaching.
You've been coaching?
Actually, I didn't start coaching now. I started while I was still playing. I started coaching Karioko, a boxing club. But... there was no assistance, from the, let's say, Nairobi State Council. Then they were not giving us anything. Okay, today they are trying, but I would like to start my own gym. That is both for amateurs and professional. I can always, combine them and coach. I know how to coach them. Actually, I was the brainchild of a professional in Kenya. Nobody knew, but I'm the one who brought. I picked Joe Cage, Francis Mburu. Nobody knew how to go about it, but I I advise them on how to go about it. And like Moro, Francis Moro, actually assisted a lot. Joe Akech as well. Ruben Dolo,
Yes.
when he became again the promoter. Now we have the current official, that is Kuka. He's doing a lot. Like today there's a tournament at Charter Hall. And actually it's due to Kuka, who is doing a
Working
lot
on
of
that.
it. Yeah. So I would just say I wish our boxer, I don't know, is a cheer, best of luck. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for
Thank
making
you.
time, and we will be looking forward. Remember, you can get in touch with us on Twitter at KBC Channel 1 News, as well as my Twitter handle at Ray Manyara. You've heard from veteran boxer, none other than Stephen Moshoki there, who not only won a gold, but also represented Kenya in the flyweight, the first inaugural boxing match in Havana, Cuba in 1974. He says the future is still bright for him, and he has a dream of starting up a professional gym for both pros as well as amateurs. In the event that you want to get in touch with Stephen Moshoki, well, you need to get to KBC Channel 1 Twitter page, tell us how you'd want to assist, and just be part of this project. At this point in time, we have to say that we have to honor our heroes and heroines before it's too late. You have been watching KBC Channel 1. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank
we
you.
will be keeping in touch. Our Twitter handle is already open. People are already giving us our feedback. Any feedback that comes through that they want to support your initiative,
Thank you.
we are sure going to pass on the information.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for making time.
Thank you a lot.
I'm Regina Manyara. We take a quick breather. We'll be right back.